Well, it's 4:45 and the sun is setting right now. As we look at our ABC 10 News sky cams, really pretty across the county as we look towards La Jolla, Poway, Spring Valley, and Chula Vista, all enjoying those clear skies. Temperatures are cooler. We have been cooler. Today was cooler. We're in the 60s right now for most of the county. El Cajon at 68 degrees, low to mid 60s along our coast, 50s for most of the mountains. Still gorgeous in the deserts, though, in the 80s. So heading into tomorrow, temperatures start to tick upwards. Most of the day tomorrow, though, we are going to be spending in the 60s along our coast, though I do think most areas will top off in the low 70s for at least a few hours in the afternoon. For the inland neighborhoods, good day for layers tomorrow. It's going to be quite chilly in the morning, at least by San Diego standards. We're waking up in the 50s for most of us. So if you're in Ramona, it is possible that you could drop down into the 30s. If you don't see that marine layer roll in, waking up in the 30s in the morning, but by the afternoon, you are looking at mid 70s. So another perfect day just for layers, especially in that area. Temperatures will be in the 70s and 60s for most of the county. Still breezy in the mountains and the deserts, though not as gusty as today. We saw a few gusts in the mid 30-mile-per-hour range today. I think most will be staying in the 28-mile-per-hour range tomorrow. We're looking at 80s in the deserts and, again, 60s and 70s for most of the county. So there is an active storm track, which is normal for the La Nina pattern, for those storms to stay to the north, and that's where they are going to be staying. However, by mid to late next week, there could be two systems that bring us more widespread rain. Let's keep it local, though, for now. As we head into the end of the work week, the marine layer will be becoming shallower. The winds are going to be turning offshore. So along our coast, I do think the marine layer is going to be a little bit farther inland than this, but waking up with some patchy low clouds, maybe a little bit of fog, and those clouds quickly clearing out to sunny skies. A gorgeous Thursday in store for us across the county. All right, I mentioned the king tides. I've been talking about it all week. Well, now a beach hazard statement has been issued by the National Weather Service. It's in effect 7 a.m. tomorrow until 2 a.m. on Saturday for waves of 4 to 7 feet, which aren't huge, but they are elevated. And then you couple that with the elevated king tides, we are going to deal with the threat of minor coastal flooding. So we are going to see that high tide tomorrow at 8:34 in the morning. You can see those waves actually building. The biggest waves actually arrive Thursday night. This is at 10:30 at night, but the best or the greatest threat for flooding is going to be in conjunction with that high tide tomorrow. So we're talking about beach parking lots and boardwalks. And it's basically an hour before high tide and an hour after. So around 8 a.m. till maybe about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, that's when our greatest threat of some coastal flooding could be with us. We'll see the king tides continue into Friday, but the waves start to subside, so not as likely to see coastal flooding on Friday. Temperatures will be in the mid 70s along our coast Friday through Monday. By Sunday, some areas could be nearing 80 degrees. A gorgeous weekend across the county. Lots of sunshine as the winds weekly turn offshore. Then mid to late next week, I am tracking that chance for rain. So at this point, it looks like the rain could arrive as early as Wednesday evening, Wednesday night. However, this is still a week out, and there's a lot of factors at play, so we're likely going to see some changes to the forecast. But nice to talk about rain, especially given our drought conditions. We'll be in the 80s most of this weekend. It's Friday through Monday, in fact, for our inland neighborhoods, while the mountains will be trending in the mid 70s by Sunday and Monday. These temperatures will be trending anywhere from 5 to 15 degrees above normal across the county. Dropping back into the mid 60s on Wednesday with that chance for rain late. For the deserts, we're mostly in the 80s, but some of the warmer spots could warm into the 90s by Sunday and Monday.